From the Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Dale and Scott.
How's your dry January going? People do that, you know.
I know it's a big thing.
It's a big thing. But, you know, New Year's resolutions are overrated, I think. And how many people actually stick to them?
I don't think many.
It's just like that no nut November thing, which makes no sense to me. Why would you do that to yourself? Dry January. What is the point? Just so you can start again in February?
Right.
If you're going to do it, pick a month. It should be the shortest month. Make it February. Dry
Right.
February. I say dry January's for quitters.
I'm not doing it.
No. I can do a day, couple days.
Yeah.
No, not a whole month. Speaking of alcohol, though, the outgoing U.S. Surgeon General suggested last week that all bottles of alcohol should have cancer warnings on it. Come on.
Yeah, I read this.
Life causes cancer, man. Everything around us, everything we put into us. Hot dogs. Just talked about that a couple weeks ago.
That's because we eat crap.
Luncheon meat, processed food, cigarettes, now alcohol.
I read that Biden wants to prohibit the entire sale of cigarettes or something like that.
He's got about a week left. Is he going to be able to do that? No.
I think that'd be a tall order because
Well, of course.
the tobacco lobby would never let that happen.
Of course not. Oh, my gosh. Well, you know, I don't think things like a bottle of tequila or a bottle of Tito's needs any more warnings on it. We know what this is. And, you know, you either do it or you don't. You know what it is. It reminds me of that thing. We talked about it on the show like a month or so ago where the huge Costco butter recall because the manufacturer forgot to put the warning on it that says it contains milk. It's fucking butter. Butter is made out of milk.
Right, but there are some non-dairy butters like the Country Crock.
Come on. I get that.
And people can't eat it.
But the fact that they did a recall, like you're supposed to return it because it doesn't have the word milk on it, it's just ridiculous. It just goes to show how stupid people are, and the government thinks they need to hold your hand through every little step of the way. Don't jump out of a plane without a parachute. That would be dangerous.
That would be dangerous.
We need that. How come that warning's not on every door on the airplane?
Because they don't issue parachutes. And the last thing you want is to have a door that can be easily opened.
Oh, no. You don't want... No, you can't open those doors in a pressurized cabin. It's just impossible.
Sometimes they just open on their own.
Sometimes they do. There should be a warning about that. You know what needs a warning is this show, the Swish Edition podcast. Warning, you do not have the right to not be offended. What do you think about that?
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition.
The song is called Snooty Fox. Snooty Fox. I kind of like that.
Big Band?
I'm kind of like in the Big Bang era.
Not
Big
bang.
Bang.
The Big Bang era would...
Big Band. Big Band, yes. I love that kind of music. I've always liked 1930s, 1940s type music.
It's sometimes fun.
Get you going. So this week here in Vegas is the largest convention and trade show in the entire world. Happens every January here in Vegas because Vegas is really the only place that can fit all these people. They're expecting 150,000 attendees with over 4,500 exhibitors. That's a lot of walking to see all those.
That's a lot.
What we're talking about is CES. It's the Consumer Electronics Show. It's happening here in Vegas. We could have gotten tickets. Our friend John, longtime listener, never caller. He said for the last 2 years, he said, "You guys want to go? I can get you tickets." And I asked you, and you said you didn't want to go.
No.
And I really didn't want to go by myself. But This year supposedly is all about AI.
Of course.
Surprise, surprise. Everything from your toothbrush to your TV is going to have AI in it,
Yeah.
which is just getting a little ridiculous. Another big thing, huge TVs are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So like our 75-inch TV in our family room, that's considered small now.
And they're getting cheap, so
Yeah. I remember my dad bought the first 19-inch that we had. We thought that was huge. 19-inch TV.
No, and we could even fit a bigger one.
I think that the space that we have in our family room, we could easily have an 85. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a little tiny bigger.
Yeah.
So TVs are getting bigger. They're getting more affordable. Also, there's these new devices that allow smart home devices to work together. So we have that problem. So our entire house is kind of smart, and we're an Apple family. So we always have to find products that work with Apple's home. What do they call it? The home app?
Home kit.
So we control our doors, our door locks. I think we have about 80 different lights, hue bulbs throughout the house. We have security measures. We have cameras. We have everything that works on the home app. But now they're coming out with the stuff that you can tie them all together.
Yeah.
So if you had
they've already started that with
Yeah.
the technology that, remember I keep saying, does it work with Matter? Which
Okay.
is the technology that Apple and Google will deploy in their devices, and then these manufacturers put in theirs, which means that you don't have to have a hub.
Good.
So we have Philips Hue, right?
Yeah.
And we have a hub.
Right.
But the string lights that we have outside,
They're hubless.
they're hubless. Yeah.
And they still work
It still
with
works.
our system.
Yep.
I love it.
You don't need a hub, and you don't need to be required to use their app.
I can't even imagine
makes
how
it
many
nice.
things are on our internet. Our internet must be pretty damn good because we've got like 85 million devices connected to it.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Including all of our TVs. Personable wearables are growing like crazy. You got the rings, the watches, the glasses. And one of the really cool things, have you seen this? The solar powered car.
I have not.
The entire roof of the car is a solar panel.
Yeah.
And it literally can drive forever unless it's dark out.
Yeah, but it can store energy.
I assume it can store energy.
The best thing that you could do is, you can have a hybrid.
But does this mean you have to park it outside? Because it's not going to do any damn good in our garage.
No, that's why you have to have a hybrid.
Yeah.
Or you got to get some sort of, is it fluorescent? That gives off the same energy? Like fluorescent lights, bulbs?
I don't know. Can you use a fluorescent bulb to charge a car?
It's something like that works with solar.
So what's the point of that? You have to run the fluorescent bulb in your garage all the time to power your car?
No, that's why you need a hybrid.
What a hybrid mean?
Like gasoline.
Oh, like
or
a dual
electric.
engine. A
Yes.
dual engine. All right. I didn't know. I don't know what hybrid means. They're also going to be showing off the first affordable flying car, which the average American can afford to buy.
We are a ways off from that.
It's a huge mistake, man. You think our American roads and highways are crazy? Wait till everyone's up in the sky. It's just a disaster waiting to happen.
I mean, you could do it, and we don't have the technology,
No.
but you could do it whereas you can invisibly, I've seen this or read about this, identify highways.
Yeah.
So these cars
Like
can't
like a channel in a river. Yes, I
can't
understand.
go out. They meet resistance, and
There's like
a bumper car.
stupid. They're still gonna hit things, and they're gonna hit each other,
For sure.
and they're gonna come down for a hard landing.
Well, you don't have to hit each other because you can do, even if you even in all fuel powered cars, you know how you get real fast when someone's bumper, your brakes will lock up, and
They're gonna have air brakes.
why not?
Well, I don't like it, and the jet. It worked on the Jetsons. It's not gonna work here.
Well, you're not
We
going to
know
see
how
it
people drive.
in our lifetime anyway, so
They've developed them though. They're coming, but will it really be allowed? I don't think it's gonna be allowed because I think it's gonna be a mess.
no, it's going to
It's
be
already a mess up there with all the drones, the alien drones.
yeah.
You got to watch out up there. It's getting crazy. I was watching a TikTok the other day about this guy who has a really thick Southern accent, and he was making a shepherd's pie,
Mm-hmm.
and he put Worcestershire sauce in it,
Yeah.
and he purposely called it wash your sister sauce.
Because
Wash
people
your sister sauce.
do that because there is a TikTok of a girl, I think, who everyone thinks genuinely called it that.
Wash your sister sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's impossible to say. I don't even know that I can say it the correct.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah. You gotta ask a Brit how to say it because I believe it's actually the name of a town.
Yeah.
In England.
It's good stuff. We have some.
Oh, you can put it in everything.
Wash your sister sauce.
Yeah.
And you got to have it in shepherd's pie, I guess. Well, speaking of TikTok, could it really be going away soon? As you guys know, this Friday morning, 2 days from now, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments about whether TikTok should be banned in the U.S. if it doesn't separate from its parent company, ByteDance, which is owned by a Chinese company.
Mm-hmm.
A lower appeals court previously sided with the federal government, ruling the ban on TikTok is justified and doesn't violate the app's or its users' First Amendment rights. If it's a danger to us,
Right.
because it's being controlled by the Chinese, and even though the Chinese government says we have nothing to do with this, we're not doing what you're claiming that we're doing. We're not tapping, but they have a record of doing bad things to us.
Right.
They just recently they sent spies, physical spies, into, what was it, the Department of Treasury? And they got into our computer systems at the Department of Treasury. That just happened last week. There are Chinese spies living among us.
Everywhere.
It's scary. They've gotten into our FAA systems. They've gotten into all of the social networks. I mean, they're watching us.
Yeah.
I don't know what they think they're going to get from us. We don't have very many secrets.
99% of us don't care and really don't have to have a worry about anything.
Do they have all my naked pictures?
But I assume there's probably
I have them password protected, but
a
that
small
doesn't.
group of people that use it. That could be, I don't know.
So we'll find out. It's thought that the Supreme Court will make a quick decision on this because the federal law is set to take place as of January 19th, which just happens to be Biden's last full day in office.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
They
Trump thinks we should keep it. Biden thinks it should go away.
I don't think we...
Is it a grave national security threat?
Well, who knows? I don't think we know
that's what
the details.
That's what the Supreme Court's going to decide. They have the final decision on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the government has to argue it, I guess.
Speaking of social media sites, there are huge changes at Meta. Mark Zuckerberg announced, what was it, yesterday? That they are prioritizing...
Yesterday or today, yeah.
It was yesterday. Where they're prioritizing free expression by getting rid of their fact checkers. I'm so on the fence on this. Their fact-checking process was supposed to limit the spread of falsehoods on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. They're getting rid of that. They're getting rid of the whole fact-checking department. You can write anything you want on Facebook now and not get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
Users, though, will be able to add notes to posts that they want to add extra context to or debunk claims made by people. Like claims that Trump made yesterday that the ocean was I don't know. He said a lot of things yesterday that weren't true. But that's I don't think he's doing it maliciously. He just doesn't know better.
He just says a lot and says nothing.
He just
at
makes
the same
shit
time.
up as he goes. It's so fucking funny. He probably just came up with that idea. We're going to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
I think he just came up with that out of the blue. Like it's a real important thing. We really need to waste our time on stupid shit like that. Or we're going to turn Canada into the 51st state.
Yeah.
We don't want Canada. It's really cold up there. Like really cold.
Really, really cold.
Yeah. What do they have that we need? Except for some beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Lumber.
Michael J. Fox. But we
Crown
already have
Royal.
him. He lives here.
Crown Royal.
Yeah. Are there other things that are strictly Canadian?
Maple syrup.
We have our own in Vermont.
Mooses.
Meese.
Mises.
Mises.
The RCMP.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
No. What is it?
The Royal Canadian
Mounted Police. They are hot. Yeah, they have cool uniforms.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, you could get banned on Facebook for suggesting that COVID was started in a Chinese lab. Do you remember those days? You literally couldn't say things that were true because at that point, it wasn't true. It was like racist to say that. But it turns out that it was true.
Yeah.
But people were literally banned from social media for suggesting such a thing.
Oh, that's racist.
Meta also added...
Is it racist for the Chinese to say, oh, that was created in an American lab?
No, it's not racist. It has nothing to do with race.
No, it doesn't.
It's an evil empire. It doesn't have. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're Chinese. It has the fact that you're just evil people. I'm talking about the bad ones. I know there's lots of good Chinese people too. Meta also added UFC President Dana White to its board. Dana is a huge Trump supporter. Yeah. And Mark Zuckerberg gave $1 million to the Trump inauguration committee.
Yeah.
Why do they need private funds for that?
I don't know.
Like what is it? How much, to set up the chairs on the mall? I mean,
I don't really know what that's for.
To do that stupid, they're not going to do that dumb parade again, are they? Man, I hate that parade.
Of course they're going to do it.
It's so stupid. I hate it. Why do I hate it so much?
I don't know.
I don't know.
And now for something completely different.
I played that for Marcy because she was upset that hadn't been in the show for a while. See, Marcy, there it is. There it is.
There it is.
Here's a place that Marcy doesn't go to. Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is all in the news because they're getting a lot of shit for their waffle fries. Have you had their waffle fries? Of course you have.
Yeah.
They're good.
They're yummy.
They were.
I mean, I haven't had them in a while.
They've changed the recipe. I don't understand why these companies keep changing the recipe. Why did McDonald's change their fries? There was no reason for them to do that.
That's the same thing I say about Arby's.
Well, don't get to Arby's. Please stop. Don't go ahead. See, if he read the script before, he would know not to talk about it because we're going to talk about Arby's in a minute.
Yeah, but what you're going to talk about is something completely different.
You can talk about Arby's when we get there. I want to talk about why the waffle fries are different. They have added an ingredient called pea starch, which is the starch from green peas, I think, to make them stay hotter and crunchier longer. But Loyalist says they're not liking them because they've completely changed the taste and people don't like them. I don't think we've had them lately to even know.
I was going to say.
This just happened in November.
Should we go? We haven't
had Chick-fil-A since November.
No. And I'm wondering, should we go get an order of fries and try them?
I think we have to try it and let people know next week what we thought.
Yeah, we should go get some.
They also recently changed their chicken from no antibiotic chicken ever to antibiotics that aren't people grade. Whatever the fuck that means. So you guys probably have seen the commercials. They've been on for the entire last year. Purdue was running these TV commercials with his two sons where they talk about, we don't give our chickens antibiotics just to give them antibiotics.
Right.
If they're sick, sure, they get antibiotics, but we don't just do it as a preventative measure.
Right. That's been their thing for a long
time, which is better for us because if you give chicken antibiotics and then you eat it, you're getting some of that in your chicken.
Right.
And we don't need that.
No.
So, but now Chick-fil-A is using antibiotic chicken. So every time you eat at Chick-fil-A, you're getting a little antibiotics, but maybe that's good if you got the clap or something.
Yum, yum, yum.
If you got a UTI.
Oh my God, if you go to have a STD and say, oh, just go get a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and you'll feel better in the morning.
I guess that would be convenient, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It'll be a lot cheaper than going to CVS or Walgreens.
God, that is so funny.
And I guess you can't cure the clap with antibiotics. You have to use that special shampoo. Why do they call it the clap when you get the lice or the bed bugs or whatever they call it down there?
Well, if I know.
I mean, why do they call it the clap? That's just the weirdest thing. All right, you can talk about Arby's now. What did Arby's do?
They just got rid of their original fries.
They got rid of the original fries, but now they have those crinkly fries, and those were really good.
No, I disagree. I think the original ones were better.
Really?
They were the natural cut fries.
No. Yeah, those are okay. But these crinkle cut fries are really, really good.
I think Wendy's has the best fries anyway.
Wendy's has really good fries. I like Burger King fries.
And they also have those potatoes in the morning.
Okay. Don't bring
Like
shit
hash
up unless you
brown.
know what you're talking about. Okay. Anyway, the reason I brought up Arby's is because they're getting sued for shrinkflation. You know what shrinkflation is?
Mm-hmm.
This woman named Melissa Nelson from Queens, New York, filed a lawsuit against Wendy's, claiming the company Arby's. Sorry, I'm literally reading it, and it says Arby's. Where did the Wendy's come from? Because you just mentioned
I
it.
mentioned it.
He likes to take me off in different directions. She's claiming the company deceptively continues to sell its fries and beverages in smaller sizes, which are now substantially smaller than the old size. The lawsuit follows the 2024 congressional passing of the Shrinkflation Prevention Act, which established shrinkflation as an unfair and deceptive act or practice. You know what? Okay. I understand that Congress did that, and I understand that Arby's did it, but is it really against the law to change the size of your product?
No.
It's not against the law to change the size of your product and still charge the same amount of money. That's
Right.
their business.
Right.
And it's their, you don't have to buy it.
I guess the only way I can see it, and Arby's wouldn't be counted in this, right? Because you can go to Arby's and they can put little pictures of the thing and says, this is the actual size of the container that your item is coming in. However, unlike Oreos, are things that are contained in another package where you can't see exactly what you're getting. That might be that might be
Right.
because you don't know until you get home.
I don't have a problem with this because I think companies can do whatever the fuck they want. It's a
Sure.
free country.
Yeah.
Look at Campbell's Soup. For decades and decades and decades, the standard can of condensed soup was 12 ounces.
Yeah.
It is now 11.5 ounces.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you it's the same price or more.
Sure.
So they cut out a half a ounce.
Yeah, but they're not deceiving you. It's written right on the can.
It's written right on the fucking can.
Right.
And I bet you, if you go to Arby's website, it tells you exactly what you're getting.
Right. It tells you the size box.
Yeah.
But the Oreo container doesn't say we don't go to the edges anymore.
With the cream.
With the cream.
Well, that's true. It's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller. I just ate 4 Oreos today after my lunch. It was my dessert.
They're good.
The New York Post claims that it did its own research when they found out about this Arby's shrinkflation lawsuit. They went and purchased 1 small, 1 medium, and 1 large order of fries from their local Arby's and found that all 3 sizes had roughly the same amount of fries in the package.
That I believe. And that goes with the same thing with Starbucks or even any fast food beverage.
Yeah.
It's Starbucks especially.
They're
so
taller, but they're
if you
thinner.
ever go and look at the lines,
Yeah.
right, on a Starbucks cup, those lines mean something to the barista. And that's usually
Where
you
ice.
fill the liquid and the rest is ice.
Yeah.
So go buy a small, tall, grande, venti coffee, bring them home, drain the coffee out, and see what you have left. There's probably a little bit more, but not that much.
Or just watch them make it like I did today. I went to Starbucks today, and I literally watched them make my drink, or I think it was they were making your drink. There was this much, like 2 inches of liquid and 4 inches of ice.
Yeah, because someone's suing Starbucks about that same exact thing.
Yeah.
Is that, you go and get a 12-ounce hot coffee, right?
Yeah.
It's all coffee.
Right.
But you go and get a 12-ounce iced coffee, you're not getting a full 12 ounces because you have to have room for ice.
Right.
But a normal person wouldn't give 2 shits about it because
that's why
ice comes.
That's why you'd be smart when you go somewhere in a restaurant or where someone's serving you and you're getting a Coke, get it without ice. You're getting a hell of a lot more product.
Sure. Well, I guess the argument is that if you're offering a 12-ounce cold beverage that comes over
With ice,
that the cup should be larger, and not the exact 12 ounces to accommodate the 12 ounces of coffee, and then to be able to add ice.
But why, Melissa Nelson from Queens, New York, do you feel like it's worth your time?
Because it's all about
to
fucking money.
sue Arby's. But I don't know what she's suing for. The article I read in the New York Post didn't say what exactly she's hoping to get out of this. Does she want Arby's to stop doing it, or does she want some monetary damages?
She wants money.
I mean, it's
I would say,
like, do you not have anything better to do?
I would say, here's your $2.99 back. We'd appreciate it if you never come to our restaurant again.
You know what I would say if I was the judge in this case? I'd say, Melissa Nelson from Queens, New York, stop eating at fucking Arby's. Have a salad for lunch.
No, it doesn't matter what she eats.
Have some raw carrots and an apple.
Don't be
you fat bitch.
a bitch.
How much you want to bet she's fat? Because she eats at Arby's too much.
I don't think.
And
that
she's mad
matters.
about the shrinkflation because she's not getting as much food. I don't know. It's not my business. I'll tell you about something that's healthy and happier. My friend Melissa sent this to me. Dolly Parton is now selling a guitar-shaped bottle of maple syrup to go with her pancake mix.
We should get some.
Do you see the picture?
I do.
How cute is that?
It's pretty cool.
It's literally shaped like a guitar, and it's got her cute little face on it.
She's coming out with all this stuff now that her cookbook and with her sister is out.
And she knows she has the cake mix with Duncan Hines, and I guess now they have pancake mix too.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get up in the morning, sing that song 9 to 5, make your Dolly pancakes, and put your Dolly syrup on it. I like that. I wonder if it's real syrup or it's mostly corn syrup.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Real syrup is expensive, and a little goes a long way. The cheap shit, like, most people use is
Log
not.
Cabin.
Yeah, that's not real syrup. That's not real maple syrup.
Aunt
That's
Jemima.
basically just syrup flavored sugar water or whatever, corn syrup. It's not good for you. You shouldn't be eating pancakes for breakfast every day. That's for damn sure. That's a once a week. I think my mom and dad have them on Saturdays.
I'd much rather have a French toast anyway.
Do you know my mom and dad have like a breakfast schedule? Like they have pancakes on Saturday.
You are not.
They have eggs and bacon on Sunday. I don't do that. We don't ever eat the same thing on the same day.
Okay, you anal asshole. Because what did you do
What
for
did I
Thanksgiving?
do?
Have a 2-page fucking timeline for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is completely different. Completely different. Of course, you have to have a plan, and it's going to be the same food that you have every year.
Okay, so
That's
you call
different.
it a plan, even though they plan to eat pancakes every Sunday.
Saturday, Dale.
Saturday.
God damn you.
So it's a plan.
The
for them.
fuck? You get it wrong every time. How disappointed my parents would be if they knew that you thought they ate pancakes on Sunday.
How disappointed would they be when I clip this and send it to them and say, he's talking about you?
Hey, we watched a really good movie. Did you watch it? You did watch it, and you enjoyed it. We watched Fly Me to the Moon, a movie on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum, Woody Harrelson, and Ray Romano. Really good movie, I thought.
I thought it could have been cut to 90 minutes.
It was too long.
Yeah.
2 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah, it was too long.
There were several things that could have been cut. However, I found it very enjoyable.
The last hour was the best.
It took them an hour to get to the story.
Yep.
It literally did.
It did.
Apparently, so this movie was made to be a direct-to-streamer. It was made by Apple Pictures, or what's it called? Is it called Apple Pictures or Apple Media, or what's the arm that makes shows and stuff? I don't know.
Apple Studios.
Apple Studios. So it was supposed to go directly to Apple TV, but it tested so well with test audiences that they decided to release it in theaters last summer in July, where it completely bombed. It only made $42 million at the box office based on a $100 million budget. Was that a $100 million movie? I guess it was. It didn't look like a $100 million movie.
No, but they could have saved $25 million if they cut an hour, like you said.
Yeah.
But it was still good.
It's all about the Apollo 11 mission and how the government secretly hired this PR person, played by Scarlett Johansson, to basically fake the moon landing just in case they fucked it up and Apollo 11 didn't make it to the moon.
Right.
So that's basically the premise of the movie. And it's kind of a comedy drama, I guess, and a
Yeah.
love story. It's kind of
Yeah.
a little bit of everything
All
rolled
those
into
things.
one. Yeah. And I couldn't help loving Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. They're both so cute.
Yeah, they
And
work well together.
Scarlett's husband has a little cameo as a U.S. senator.
A little tiny one.
Yeah, I think he has like one line, which I thought was fun. They should have done something
Yeah.
more fun with him.
Right.
They should have given him a slightly bigger part
But I
because
didn't
he
know he
can
was-
act.
Right, because I didn't know he was in it because he's not.
He's not billed.
Right.
Yeah, it's a secret. He was in the credits at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so watch that, guys. It's free if you have Apple TV Plus. It just came on them in December. If you guys want a famous house and you want to live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, you can buy Walter White's Breaking Bad house. It's on the market for the first time in 52 years. So the family that lived in this house, they lived there for 52 years.
Yeah.
The mom and dad decided when the producers at, what was it, AMC
Mm-hmm.
came knocking and said, we'd like to use your nondescript house as the set for our new TV show.
Yeah.
Having no idea that this crazy TV show on AMC would become
It's so
AMC's
big.
number one show of all time.
Yeah.
Right? So the series ran from 2008 to 2013. Not only did they use the outside of the house, they actually filmed inside the house too.
There was some. Yeah.
Yeah. They did lots of stuff inside the house, and the family just moved all their shit.
Moved out.
They probably made a lot of money.
I would hope so.
Well, when the mom and dad died, the kids decided, well, let's sell this fucking house because there's so many looky-loos. So many people would drive by
Yeah.
and try to come up to the door and come inside. People actually, who has the guts to do that?
People are so ignorant, man.
So they're putting it on the market. Guess what they want for it? $3.9 million.
Will they get it? I doubt it.
It's a 1,900 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a swimming pool in the backyard. Did Walter White have a swimming pool in the backyard? He did. I never watched the show. Similar houses in this area of Albuquerque, New Mexico go for $400,000. They're asking $3.9 million because it's the Breaking Bad house.
There's no way.
Will they
There's
get it?
No way.
Who the fuck wants to live in Albuquerque, New Mexico that bad?
No.
That
No.
would be the biggest sale in Albuquerque. Because if you have money, you don't live in Albuquerque. You live in Santa Fe, up the street.
No, there are some nice.
There's gorgeous houses in Santa Fe,
And
as we
there
know.
are gorgeous homes that set on the side of the mountain above the city in Albuquerque.
Not where this house
Now,
is.
those are some cool homes.
Do you remember that Christmas we were in Santa Fe and we went to that party at those people's house that we didn't know how
Yeah.
gorgeous that house was?
That was a weird party.
Well, it was weird because we weren't invited on Christmas Eve. I just felt sorry for all the waiters and waitresses that had to work on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Cool.
Anyway, letting Hollywood use your house isn't all it's cracked up to be, for sure. And I think if someone came, even if Ricky Martin himself came to the front door and said, Scott, Dale, can I use your house for this new series I'm going to be in? I think I'd say no. I wouldn't want my house to be a TV or a movie house.
No.
No. Because here's a bunch of examples of what's happened, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. One of the most famous ones, Home Alone. They only used the outside of the house. Did you know that they recreated the entire inside of the house in a school gym?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I did know that.
Yeah. So the Home Alone house is in the outskirts of Chicago. It's for sale for $5.25 million. But I just
Wow.
looked up the listing yesterday. It says it's pending. So someone finally bought it. We talked about it when it first went on the market
Huh.
a couple months ago.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, but I think that's a really nice neighborhood.
It looks really, really nice.
Yeah. We have a friend, our Steve Henderson, the DJ from DC. He
Mhm.
lives a block from this house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or his family does.
Yeah.
Mom and dad. Yeah. Now, one of the other most famous TV houses is the Dallas TV show South Fork Ranch, which is now a museum and it's open for tours. It's also, they have an event center. I've been there. I cried a little. It's pretty cool. The inside is nothing like the TV sets. They didn't
Yeah.
actually ever film inside the house, but they filmed a lot outside and like
It's
around
just
the
like the
pool
bar
and stuff.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I've been there.
It doesn't look anything like the set.
Well, yes, it does, but they made it to look like that well
After the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, after
I
the
mean,
fact.
they took out, you know what they did above the bars? They took out the traditional business lighting
Yeah.
and put up studio lighting. So it
Oh,
looked-
in the actual one?
yeah, so it looks like what the actors would have saw,
Right.
but they just did it after the fact because
What-
nothing ever took place there. But
What's
people fucking
Do
go.
you know the real name of the real bar in Boston?
No,
Down the stairs?
no.
The Bull and Finch.
Mm.
It was never Cheers. It was only
No.
Cheers on TV.
I went and got like a chicken sandwich and we left. It wasn't all that great, but it was packed.
Yeah. Another one that's been very successful, where they actually filmed both outside and inside, is Downton Abbey, which of course you've seen.
Yeah.
It's actually called Highclere Castle. It's in Newbury, England, which is west of London. And the owners actually lived there full time. And so they would welcome the crew in, and they would take over the house and film inside, outside. And they made a lot of fucking money. And they're still making money because people come visit
People
it.
come and visit. That's
So it's,
kind of cool.
so it's only open 60 to 70 days out of the year. You have to go on their website to find out when.
yeah.
But I would love to go. If we ever go to London together, I think it'd be worth a little train
Well,
trip out there.
That's two birds with one stone. You get to see a thing and then you get to see a castle.
Yeah, for sure. And it's gorgeous out there.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to go to the English countryside?
Right.
This castle was built in 1842. I want to go. Now, one of the most famous houses of all time, of all sitcom houses, is the Brady Bunch, which HGTV famously bought and then gutted the inside of it. And with the help of the 6 remaining alive cast members, which were
Right.
the 6 kids, they made it look like the inside of the house looked like the set,
Right.
because it never looked like the set.
No.
They never filmed ever at the house. It was only establishing shots. Everything
Yeah.
else was done in a studio. But
Right.
now,
Just like the.
now it looks like the actual Brady Bunch house on the inside too.
Yeah.
But nobody lives there. This woman bought it after HGTV sold it, and she uses it for like charity events
Mm.
and like giveaways and stuff for charities. And I would totally go. That would be a dream for me.
Okay.
Then there's the Sopranos house. Now, I just learned this when I was doing the research for the show. Now, you've never watched the Sopranos, even though I've been trying to get you to watch it for years and years.
Mhm.
I don't know why you don't want to watch it. It's one of the best TV shows ever fucking made. Will you watch it someday?
Sure.
I swear to God, you'll love it.
Okay.
The house is in North Caldwell, New Jersey, which Tony Soprano has. It was his house. The location scouts looked at over 150 houses before finding this house, and they had to get the family to agree because there were people living there. They
Oh,
actually
yeah.
filmed inside the house many, many times, like 50 times during the series run.
Wow.
I didn't know that, but they also recreated many of the rooms in a soundstage over in Queens, New York. Probably near where Melissa lives, the woman
Right.
who's suing Arby's. The house recently sold in 2019 for $3.4 million because the family that was living there was really sick of people driving by to look up the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would get old.
it would get really old. Now, a show that you used to watch, what was it, Friday night? What did they call it on those Friday night sitcoms? TGIF?
TGIF.
Was that Full House? Was that one of the shows?
Probably.
So
Yeah.
Full House was a sitcom in was that the 90s, late 90s? The
Yeah.
Tanner household
Tanners.
was a townhouse in a row of homes known as the Painted Ladies in
yeah.
San Francisco. Very famous street. It was just at the outside. I think they ran around the park once in the previews, but
Yeah.
everything else was done on a
Yeah,
soundstage
they didn't do
somewhere.
anything.
Yeah. Now this one you'll like this: the Halloween house from the original Halloween movie in 1978, and it was also in many sequels. Right.
Tons.
This was Michael Myers' house.
Yeah.
Right. It was an actual house in South Pasadena, California.
Mhm.
Right. And it's now a historical landmark. Is that what-
Really? Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
And it's open for tours every now and then. But here's the cool, fun thing: it's not where they actually was in 1978 is not where the house is now. They had to move it because someone bought the land and wanted to tear it down and build a nicer house.
Yeah.
So it's still in South Pasadena, but it's in a different lot than it was before.
I see.
But what I didn't know, I thought it was just an outside. They just took pictures of it and then built a studio somewhere. No, they filmed the whole thing in the actual house. And I'm going to skip ahead. That's exactly what happened with Poltergeist too.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So Poltergeist, the early 1980s movie, the actual house is in Simi Valley, California. And most of the movie was filmed inside and outside that house, the actual house. And you can buy it. It's on the market right now. Oh, I'm sorry. It's sold this past summer for $1.28 million. And the listing said it was clean, meaning it didn't have any ghosts.
That's funny.
Isn't that really funny?
Yes.
And remember in the movie when they were in the process of building the pool, and then they had that huge rainstorm. And remember, she goes in the backyard and falls in the pool, and then she's like swimming around in the pool with all the skeletons. Well,
It's been a long
the
time.
pool's done now, and it looks really pretty.
Oh.
I don't know if there are any skeletons in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Mrs. Doubtfire. Have you ever guys seen that movie? It's a house, a Victorian house in the Pacific Heights neighborhood of San Francisco, and it recently sold in 2016 for $4 million. And when what's his name? Robin Williams. When he died several years ago, I think it was 2014. People came and left flowers and candles and stuff all around this house in the Pacific Heights neighborhood. So much so that it was 2 feet deep on the sidewalk, all around the house.
That would be the whole sidewalk.
People are weird.
Weird, man.
He didn't even
someone's
live
gotta
there.
clean that up.
They just made a movie there. Yeah, the people who own the house probably had to clean it up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we talked about this on the show not recently, or not too long ago, because we talked about it last April when it sold. It was on the market. The Roseanne House in Evansville, Indiana, sold in April for $230,000. Probably the cheapest house on our list.
Yeah.
Now, that was just used for exteriors, I think, right? Because everything was done on a set.
In there.
Yeah.
That would have been in California.
Yeah. All right. That's my show. What do you think about it?
Awesome.
I also learned something that's really fun. So, we talked about we want to go to London together, but I would also love to go to Rome. I would love to take you to Rome. I've been there twice, and it's one of my favorite cities on earth.
Yeah.
Rome's famous Trevi Fountain just reopened after being fully restored. It sees 10 to 12,000 tourists a day and collects over $10,500 just in coins every week. People throw coins in the pool, in the water, right?
Instead of looking for a job, why don't we just build a fountain?
We should just. That's what I was thinking. 10,500 every week.
Jeez.
And apparently they give it to charity.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. Which I thought that's well over $1 million a year.
Easily.
Yeah.
40,000 a week?
The Trevi
or a month?
Yeah, look at that second picture there.
I know, it's crazy.
That's what it looked like when I was there. It's so packed that they've now instituted a new line process to get people in and out of this square in an orderly fashion so that doesn't happen. It looks like your worst nightmare.
It's horrible.
Yeah, too many people. Yeah. What you do is you go at 3:00 in the morning. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful January 8th, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Bye.
So stupid. I hate it. Why do I hate it so much?
I don't know.
I don't know.